want you to draw these little lines from the beginning line, the end line, and I want you to write the words expiration date, and I want you to circle it. Time, chronos, constant time forward, never broken. Season, kairos, a period of time within chronos that has a beginning and an end, like everything else in your life. And then expiration dates. Let me give you my definition of an expiration date. You ready? Here's my custom definition. My definition of an expiration date is this. It is a specific period of time assigned to a season that should never be repeated. Record this. Put this in your journal. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler for the rest of the year. An expiration date is a specific time assigned to a season that should never be repeated. An expiration date is a period, a specific time assigned to a season that should never be repeated. So it is a period of time within a season that should never be repeated. Now watch this. If you've ever purchased, yeah, you're in big trouble. Somebody on TikTok, the first and only, Shantae, I think gets where I'm going with this. If you've ever purchased a carton of milk, watch. If you've ever purchased a carton of milk, that milk was pasteurized, processed within a span of time. It's amazing what a few days of rest will do for me. And I still need more. I'm still dog-tired. That carton, that jug of milk was pasteurized, processed within a period or within the confines of time. There is a period where that milk is removed from the cow and placed into the process that it goes through with everything that's put in it to sustain it for a season. Why is that important? Because you just can't take the milk out the cow and just leave it in the air, or else it dies. The milk has to be pulled out of time into season. Oh my goodness. The milk has to be pulled out of time into a season. And when that milk is removed from the space where it resides, the cow, and it begins to go into a process, it automatically is placed in a season. Why? Because if you don't do something with it, it automatically has a beginning and an end. When it comes out the cow, the beginning starts. But there is a period of time assigned to that milk before it goes bad. That's the ending. Watch this. And once it goes through the process, before it goes to the store for you to buy, they put something on the side of the carton called an expiration date. Watch. And that expiration date is designed to let you know how long you can use what has been produced from that season. I don't really like white milk like that. If I do drink milk, which is very rare, it's typically like 2%. Okay? Typically like 2%. My dad, I recall my dad doing this. And I was telling my kids this and they were just completely grossed out. My dad, them grew up in the country. My papa had farms and stuff in the country. My dad would do something that was so gross when we were kids. And I doubt he's watching. He'd probably sleep. And my mom might be up knowing her, but I don't want her to say nothing because I don't want y'all to bother her. I get real defensive about my mama. When we were kids growing up in school, we would get up in the morning and eat cereal. And so I laugh at my kids because my kids look at expiration dates on cartons and be like, especially my son, he good for this. My son, I told him he might as well be a food evaluator because he good for evaluating and ranking places and, oh, this ain't right and the texture of this, he ain't but 11. Got a good palate. So he'll look at the carton of the milk and be like, Daddy, man, this milk say this carton say that the milk expired today. I said, what did it say on it? It said October the 2nd. I said, what's the day? He said October the 2nd. I said, well, you probably got another day on that milk. Y'all stay with me. Stay with me. I'll be like, son, you probably got another day on that milk. He's like, no, Daddy. The carton say October the 2nd. It's like, no. You got another day on that milk. By the way, we drink organic milk too, by the way. I don't know if that helps because I hear what some of y'all are saying about the chemicals and this stuff, and I agree with you totally. Thank you so much for your support, Miss James. Seriously. My son would be like, no, that milk, it ain't no good. So I'd be like, son, open up the carton. You open it, I take it, and I smell it. So now I ain't got no sour taste. I'll look inside to look at the contents. Why? Because when milk is approaching expiration, there is a natural separation. Oh my God. Y'all come closer. I don't think y'all get what I'm saying. When milk gets to a place of expiration, there is a natural separation. Watch. So I will open the top and I will look. First, I'll smell. Doesn't smell bad. I will look in there and say, son, look, ain't no separation. Everything is homogeneous, meaning together. There ain't no separation in the milk. I said, son, you got another day or two on this milk. Now, watch. My daddy would take it further, though. He would, if we did that to him, because it's deja vu when you got kids. You turn around, your kids do the same stuff that you used to do. We used to bring the carton to my dad. He'd look at the date. He'd pull off the top. He'd smell it. Couldn't really tell. He would look in there, couldn't really see. You know what he did? He'd turn the carton up and drink a little bit. The most gross thing in the world. And he'd drink a little bit of that milk. And then he'd hand it us and say, yeah, y'all got about 2 or 3 more days. You know why? Because when something is expiring, there ain't nothing you can do to rescue it. Oh my God. I need y'all to get close to the screen for what I'm about to say. When you try to rescue something, relationship, man, woman, kid, family member, job, your mama, whatever. When you try to rescue something that is separating, ain't but so many days you can shake it and keep it together. I don't even know if this is making sense. I feel like I'm talking to myself tonight. Well, girl, and I'm going to get into this a little bit when I give you all the 5 things you need to be thinking about. Well, girl, you know, we let me put it this way. Let me just use a real life example. When I was in Jamaica over the last couple of days, I can't tell you the number of couples that I saw that was walking around the resort not even talking. In fact, I was sharing this with the subscribers. I was on a cabana that was less than 2 feet. They were less than 2 feet apart. I could literally just lean over and touch the next cabana. That's how close I was to that side, right? And I'm in the middle. The cabanas were full where I was at the part of the beach, and I had towels all over mine and just laid back. I'd fallen asleep. That day, I didn't even get in the water. I think I stayed on the cabana for like 4 days. I mean, not 4 days, 4 hours. I didn't even get in the water. I just laid on the cabana, woke up. I was eating. I had jerk chicken, went back to sleep, wake up, watch YouTube. I was just, did a little bit of content, all of that stuff. And so one of the times I woke up, I happened to look to my left and there was a couple right there. And the man was on one side of the cabana and he was facing this way. Leaned over, was on his phone like this. And the woman was on the complete opposite side of the cabana and she was facing this way. And she was on her iPad. And there was about 5 feet, because these were large cabanas. There was about 5 feet of space between them. I woke up and I saw that and saw they right there. So I wasn't trying to hide. I was looking. I was just looking like, what y'all doing over there? Finally, the woman gets up. You could tell she had enough. I don't know what had happened while I was asleep. She puts the iPad down. She takes her glasses. All older. This is an older couple too, by the way. An older couple. Thank you for your support. Y'all supporting the show. I appreciate that. This was an older couple. She finally got enough. She got up, put her glasses down, walked around the cabana. She didn't crawl across, and stood in front of him and said, "You're not going to talk to me?" And he looked at her and said, "You've been doing all of this nagging and all this whining and complaining about all kinds of stuff here. I wish I wouldn't have even spent no money on this trip. I don't even know why we came on this trip. We shouldn't even wasted our time to come over here and wasted our money." Yeah, he did. And me, I'm sitting there, my glasses down on my eyes like this, like an old man. Well, they was my shades. They weren't my regular. They were my shades. My shades down on my eyes like this, like I'm an old man, to see what she was gonna say. Because if sis understood time, seasons, and expiration dates, she would not have tried to shake a bottle that had a beginning and an end. You know what she did? Honey, why would you say that? That's just so rude. Why would you say that? Like, I can't believe you would say that. We come over here and do. And I'm thinking to my mind, sis, he said it because you trying to shake something that's separating. And you cannot put together a marriage by yourself. Yes, he did. And I was just startled at the amount of people that went over to that nice island with them nice people, nice looking people, friendly people, nice beach stuff, just to go over there to try to force something beyond an expiration date. Because here's the gag. If you won't talking in Jamaica, you probably won't talking at home either. So you mean to tell me y'all had to spend thousands of dollars just to come to the conclusion that stuff was expiring? Doc, what you getting at? I'll tell you. When you learn how to let seasons expire, it's actually a cheaper life to live too. Oh my God. You can save a lot of money when you start letting seasons expire. Some of y'all have shook the milk so much that it ain't no more fat in the container. Oh my God. You still shaking. when it's actually cheaper, it's less stressful to recognize when seasons expire, especially when you're connected to people who ain't putting in no effort. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Because it's one thing if the milk is separating, but you got two people that's got their hands on the jug and they trying to rescue the milk. But let me tell y'all about most of y'all in y'all's relationships. Most of y'all relationships are so one-sided that when that milk starts separating, you the only one shaking, and they sitting there looking at you like you crazy. Man or woman, I'm equal opportunity. I don't like none of y'all. I mean, I like y'all. Y'all get what I'm getting at. I don't play favorites. Y'all know what I mean. That's for all the birds that jump in the comments that want to say stupid stuff. No, I ain't on nobody's side. I'm on the Lord's side. Oh my God. How about that? How about pick a side, Doc? I'm on the Lord's side. Why is this important, y'all? I'll tell you why. Because anything that has ever expired will never work when it's repeated and nothing has changed. Write this down. This is a PowerPoint note. This is worth a salad. I ain't seen a lot of salad icons tonight. Y'all been working. So maybe that's why y'all ain't been supporting tonight. I want to give this to you again. Anything that has ever expired will never work when it is repeated and nothing has changed. You have shaken that bottle. You have shaken that relationship. You go to Cancun. I've had clients go to Cancun, go to these places in hopes that these dream islands are going to fix your relationship. Let me tell you something. You can go over there and get bent over balconies and do all of that stuff and have a great grand old time. But if you don't change no behavior, when you stop shaking that container, guess what's going to happen? The milk, the fat, it's going to separate again. And you'd stop spinning the block if you recognize that most of the stuff you're trying to spin the block on has expired. The milk ain't no good. Hey, before you decide to spin the block, ask yourself, is the milk still good? Some of y'all need to put that in your notes. Before you spin the block, ask yourself, is the milk still good? And let me tell you what some of y'all do. Some of y'all, with the milk and the fat separating and it's clumpy in the bottom, you know how some of you look when you spin the block on relationships and connections that have expired? You look like the man or woman drinking from a milk carton with clumps in the bottom. I was telling somebody this. This is why it's hard for me to spin the block. It ain't that I don't believe in second chances. It's not that I don't believe that people can change. But if I can be honest with you, when there is an offense and there's not a lot of effort to correct that offense, I imagine me going back to a person being no different than me turning up a carton of milk that's got clumps in the bottom. My stomach can't take it. I bet if some of you looked at spinning the block like you did, I bet if some of you looked at spinning the block the same way you looked at clumps in the bottom of a milk carton, I bet that might change your mind. Doc, you telling me? Because I know there's somebody in the comments said, Doc, you telling me that you don't believe in reconciliation? You don't believe in reconciliation? Yeah, I believe in reconciliation. Reconciliation is possible, but reconciliation don't happen without mutual effort. Reconciliation is not possible without reconciliation, without mutual effort. It ain't. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't have mutual effort, you inching towards that expiration date. You might not be fully there yet, but let me just let all of you in one-sided relationships know this right now. If you in a situation where you're in a bad relationship or connect, because it might not be a romantic thing, it could be a friendship, it could be a relationship with a family member. If you're in a situation or a connection with someone and there's not mutual effort, you on your way to the expiration date.
Listen, y'all, I hope this made sense. If it did, I want you to type church in the comments with 3 R's. And then I want you to remember you've got 2 jobs. 1, be better today than what you were yesterday. And 2, don't forget what I told you.